Hey everyone, welcome to a brand new episode of Bob Boom. I'm your host Bob, and if you see any ads on my channel, then YouTube put them there. I recently looked at my channel. I saw that there was maybe about a month since my last upload, and I noticed something really strange. One of my videos was missing. Turns out while I was away, because I guess I was just really busy, one of my videos got taken down for copyright strike. Now, this was a parody video. Essentially, myself and a friend watched the entire Fate Stay Night, I think it was, series, and I recorded the entire bit, and then I cut out all the portions of us just laughing and making jokes at stuff. I am pretty sure that that copyright was due to a bot. That was not an actual person that looked at that and said, that's fair use. Or said that's not fair use. So now all of a sudden my channel has a copyright strike on it because I didn't respond to it in a fair enough amount of time, thinking just, I guess, by common sense that it fell under fair use because, of course, it has audio of myself and my friend chatting the entire time over the original audio and video. Not to mention, it's not even full segments of episodes. It's entirely like the whole series of like, what was it, like 25, 26 episodes mashed into maybe an hour's worth of time. So it's not like you can actually tell me that that is a legitimate complaint, but I have no idea how to file a counter against it. Maybe there's a little help button or something. Yeah, send feedback. I don't know. I'll figure something out. But things have gotten pretty crazy. My last video, as you know, I had two 1080s in my build, and this kind of escalated completely, like downhill really fast. Essentially, what happened, let me recap you. I got a second 1080 for $300, and originally I'm thinking, awesome, like that's a great deal, and it still is, even now, a great deal. The 1080 is a half decent card, man. It's still pretty good. And I was thinking to myself, what am I going to do with two 1080s? One 1080 actually, at least in 1980 by 10, no, I'm sorry, 1920 by 1080. I'm getting the numbers confused because I'm trying to remember the 4K resolution. One 1080 was enough for regular HD video games, especially with everything on max, getting about 60 frames per second. So I'm thinking to myself, what am I going to do with two of them? Well, now that I have two of them, I could try 4K gaming. So I had to look up a guy and get a 4K monitor. And now that I have a 4K monitor, apparently NVIDIA is trying to get away from this this SLI bit, because now they've made an even better version of SLI, which is just a higher bandwidth version of SLI, even though they already had something called SLI HB, which is SLI high bandwidth. So now they have something called NV-Link, which pretty much lets two RTX cards talk to each other the same way SLI did before. And I figured this out because I'm trying to play Space Hulk Deathwing, which is a Unreal 4 engine game on max settings in 4K resolution, and my 1080 is chugging. Like, it's going like 100%. It's eating away at it. It's getting to 180 degrees. It's not really doing too good. So let me go ahead and bring up MSI Afterburner. All of a sudden, it's saying only one card that entire time is being used. Okay, that's not normal. It's saying one card out of the two that were in SLI is being used. The other one was sitting at like 3% usage, while one of them was sitting at 100%. Okay, that's not good. And there was no way to change it. SLI was enabled. So what do? Well, I went to go try another game, a Unity game, and lo and behold, the same thing happened. I went to go play it in 4K, and it wasn't working out so well. The card 1 was running super hot, and card 2 not so much. SLI was enabled. It wasn't 4K on max settings. So what am I doing wrong? What happened? Well, it's nothing I did wrong. It's NVIDIA trying to push their new crap onto people. So luckily, within that time frame, within this 2 weeks of this going on, I was already kind of in contact with this guy that had this awesome build. He was selling it because he was moving and he recently got married and stuff like that, and you kind of need the cash. It's like, all right, well, he was going to use the money to build something stronger anyway. I mean, I got to talking to him, and his build contained an i9 9900K. It was water cooled. It contained a 2080 Ti, which right now, and so for the Win edition, by the way. So it has 3 fans on it. It's a massive fucking card. That card still is around like 13 to 1500 bucks. And I got to talking to this guy, and I'm like, look, I've seen your ad for your computer for like 2 weeks now. Why is it not sold? Like, what is wrong with it? And he's just like, no one wants to buy the whole rig. They just want to buy the parts. And I'm like, look, dude, I'll sell my old rig to offset some of the costs. I will give you $2,000 cash for your build. And then once I offset the cost of selling my old build, now I'm looking at what, like 1,300 for a fresh brand new build with DDR4 RAM, SSD, M.2 in it. Like, this thing is still cutting edge. It's so cutting edge that when I started to run benchmarks on it and things like that to actually like see just how good it really was, it ranked 200th in the world. My rig, not like the build settings, but my rig in particular, fighting against everyone else. This is air cooled mostly, by the way, other than the CPU being, a basic closed loop water block. This thing is an absolute beast. So now I'm doing 4K stuff absolutely fine. I had one of my friends that's an IT hook me up with a version of Windows that's not normally sold in stores. It pretty much has all the fat cut off. Yeah, I mean, imagine just a completely ripped version of Windows 10. It's called Windows 10 Enterprise Edition, and it's very bare bones. It doesn't even have Cortana on it. It has all of the crap ripped out, like the baseline email client and everything isn't even on it at all. Like, it doesn't even come with Windows Edge installed on it, like, which is pretty much their newer version of Internet Explorer, right? So I actually, when I had to install this, I actually made sure that I had the installer for Chrome on a completely separate USB thumb drive. That way I can just install something to web browse, so I can at least get, drivers and other programs running and everything. So far everything's up and running right now. Wow. I'm playing things like Generation Zero and like 4K, and it's getting over 60 frames. Dying Light, which is, I wouldn't say like an amazingly new game or anything like that, but Dying Light's still pretty demanding in 4K with everything on max, motion blur turned off, let's be honest. It's getting over 60 frames per second, like, all on its own, and it's not even pushing this card at like 90%. Like, the stats for this card for the 2080 Ti, the 4 Win edition, the heatsink and everything on it's just absolutely massive, and this thing is playing these games 4K over 60 frames per second, max settings, and it's not even reaching like 90% of its power. Like, it's saying, yeah, this is pretty heavy, but I can do it. Like, it's amazing to see this thing just chug along through some of this stuff. And so it is kind of difficult transitioning into 4K because not everything really supports 4K. So I've also kind of tried to record gameplay footage in 4K, and unfortunately for me, that is an extremely demanding process, because one of my recordings, and this is the first time I was testing it out on OBS, was with I was doing some gameplay footage of beating Borderlands pre the sequel or whatever it's called with my brother, because finally, like, we just take ages to get along to beating stuff, and finally I record our entire session, which is close to 2 hours, it's 64 gigs. 64 gigabytes for a single 2 hour session. That's crazy. That is absolutely nuts to me. Now, I guess I'm not going to be able to upload 4K video because not only would downloading something like this be insane on your bandwidth, but everyone knows that your upload speeds are usually slower than your download speeds because they like to prevent piracy and things like that. So I'll see what I can do, but I think I'm going to have to downsize everything to the basic 1080p. Man, so what else I got going on? Other than that, man, it's just been work. I have been trying my best to try and get back up on my backlog. Believe it or not, there was a 360 game that a 360, yes, Xbox 360 game called The Last Remnant, which was one of those sleeper hit titles from Square Enix. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Square Enix. Yeah, Square Enix. And they removed it from Steam because it came out with like an Unreal 4 edition of it or something like that and everything, and it's only like an HD remaster now on consoles. So now it's like a game you can still, it's one of those you could still download it if you already own it kind of things, but you can't even buy it or even find it in the Steam store anymore. It's one of those deals. So I've been trying my best to beat that. I have a few other things going on. I'm trying to give Left Alive another shot. I don't know if I still need Borderlands the pre-sequel. Yeah, we still do need that installed. I haven't been getting much use out of my PlayStation lately, as much as I wanted to. Originally, I got it. I guess it was just bad timing on my part, because I originally got it because I really love the Yakuza series, and I really wanted to play games, co-op with a few other people that I know. But nowadays, it's kind of like, well, all these other games are kind of already on Steam and things like that, especially Yakuza. I would never for a million years expect Yakuza to be such a huge hit on PC. It really is. If you have $20, that's all it takes. 2 and a 0. $20. Pretty sure Yakuza 0. Let me check the store right now. Yakuza 0. Oh, that's right. They go by the number. Yakuza 0. Probably one of the best ways to start. And that's the thing. It's a complete prequel. So if you want to get started into Yakuza, $20. Yakuza 0. Honestly, go get it on Steam right now. You don't even have to wait for the sale. Give them all your money. I guarantee you are going to enjoy it. You are going to enjoy playing that game and bashing heads in. But yeah, there hasn't been much else. Oh yeah, I did get a Razer laptop, not brand new, by the way. Now, brand new, this baby. It's a Blade 15. Would have probably gone for around $1,400, but I saw it on eBay, and it has a full metal, I guess, shell, and there was a dent in the shell, and it was checked and replaced and everything. Like, the seller is an actual business, like this repair shop business. And so like all the pictures and everything, they look fine, except one of the metal corners was kind of dented a little bit, so it just didn't look as pretty. Like from the outside, you can't even see it when you're actually like using the laptop. It's all completely on the outside from someone. The only way you could see it is if it's closed up and then you actually look at one of the corners for it. I got it for $700. It's got a 1060 in it. It's got a 1 terabyte M2 on it. It has 16 gigs of RAM. 15-inch. It's really portable. Screw it. I mean, an all metal frame, like an all metal shell too. Like, all metal shell is a little bit heavier, but it definitely doesn't feel as fragile. It doesn't feel like it's going to break anytime soon. So I'll use that whenever I can. I've already done my maintenance and everything on that. But man, other than getting this copyright strike fixed, I'm sorry, it's been such a while since I've uploaded any kind of content. There might be something I could cook the books with for a little bit. Maybe upload some kind of gameplay footage. Metro Exodus did not get any views for some reason. It got like 4 or 5 views each of the videos, and that was it. Hell, this video is probably only going to get 4 to 5, so screw it. I'm just updating for fun. Although I do miss it every now and again. I wish I could do like a video a week. But like if you do a video a week, there's not going to be a whole lot to like catch up on unless it's like game breaking, like unless it's actual like super big news. Like what we're watch. I'm going to type in game news this week. Let's see. E3's in like another month. See what I mean? So it's like I'm going to wait another month anyway by the time I upload this. Yeah, Final Fantasy VII Remake gameplay trailer. Okay. Apex Legends to mobile? Oh no, EA, why? You can now play Minecraft in your browser. Okay, I guess. I guess I'll look into that. Maybe that's a way to like ruin work. Whatever. See, like I'm looking for news. Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh, that the director is gonna change the way Sonic the Hedgehog looks. Like I can't find it in myself to take stuff like this, like these single solitary things, and pad them out, which is hilarious because when it came to writing reports for, school and stuff like that, I was awesome at completely bullshitting my way through it, just stretching an entire sentence to an entire 2 paragraphs, like, oh yeah, like just blah, blah, blah. You need this because of blah, blah, blah. But that's only because blah, blah, blah. It's like, do I really need to say anything beyond these headlines? Detective Pikachu director weighs in on Sonic Hedgehog live action backlash. Gosh, I wonder what he said. Now I'm going to click this article. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 paragraphs just for that. I can't do that to you as someone who's actually consuming. To a teacher, yeah, sure. Hell, you might even consider me talking about padding to be an actual thing. Hell, we're already on, I'm looking at Audacity right now, 17 and a half minutes, 1740. So but I don't actually see where I could go with trying to pad you for news because I'm not doing this for ad revenue. I'm not trying to reach that 10-minute mark or anything like that to try and get the most out of, commercials and all this other kind of stuff. I'm just here, shit talking. Whatever. I don't know. I'll see what this next week brings me. I'm going to be pretty busy. That's just work. That's just the way it is. But thanks for tuning in. Thanks for staying patient. And it is Mother's Day. Have a happy Mother's Day. If there is any moms listening to this.